Rachel, can you tell us your name?
My name is Rachel Millican.
And who are you?
I am a youth leader.
Yes? Well, we've invited you here to find out some things about you today. Are you prepared to answer some questions?
I am prepared.
Well, let's get on to it. Let's ask the first question. Rachel, what is something that you are passionate about or enjoy doing a lot?
I am passionate and enjoy doing missions work.
Missions work. Can you define that a little bit?
Missions work can be described as helping serve your community and sharing Jesus to your community as well.
So sharing Jesus to your community in some way or fashion?
Yes.
Okay.
I enjoy seeing people's reactions to missions.
Okay.
And seeing people's reactions to the way you can share love, the love of Jesus, through telling people, like evangelizing to them, or building houses, or porches, or sitting in a nursing home. Just different ways you can show God's love. Some responses I have seen are joy.
Joy is a fun thing to watch.
Gratefulness.
Gratefulness.
People who have served, I've seen serve on missions. I have seen them grow in their relationship with Jesus a lot.
So wait a minute. All of this can happen on this thing that you call missions.
Yes.
Joy, people being grateful, growing.
Their faith can grow.
Yes.
Maybe their heart capacity grows, like the Grinch's heart.
I was thinking the same thing.
So just to watch people grow in different ways, and the people who are serving tend to grow sometimes more than the people you are serving.
Yeah.
Because it takes a leap of faith to go out and do what missions work. I've been on 12 trips.
Starting when?
When I was in the 7th grade.
You went on your first mission trip.
On my first mission trip.
And where was it to?
It was to Canton.
Canton. So taking like a first small step.
Correct.
And then what's the biggest step you think that you've taken on a mission trip?
The furthest place I've been is Guatemala.
Okay. Are you ready for your next question?
Yes.
Do you think that you can demonstrate this missions?
I have some pictures to show you.
Well, let's show them some pictures. So, are you ready for your last question? Well, here it goes. What is something that you think that you have learned from missions about God or related to your faith?
I have learned to not discount the small things.
Okay.
Things that we may take for granted. When we were in Guatemala, you take for granted being able to flush the toilet and the toilet paper.
Okay.
Down, wipe it, and stick it in the trash can.
Okay. Yeah, how about something about God himself that you think that you've learned?
I've learned that God does his most amazing work in impossible situations.
Yeah.
On my first trip to Guatemala, we were told we had to raise $10,000, $20,000 as a team. Well, about 6 weeks before the trip, we found out we really had to raise $50,000.
I remember this.
And Ben Walters was a directing our trip at the time, and he said, well, I guess we're going to have to pray bigger. I would pray for people to donate $5,000 because it's kind of outrageous, and why would anybody just donate $5,000 to our trip? I was in his office working on letters, and he came back in. He said to Beth and I, he says, I don't think you guys are praying hard enough. And I was like, I was praying. I prayed for $5,000. And he said, seriously? I was like, yeah. And he said, well, they're going to give us $5,000. And I was just amazed that somebody just pick up the phone and call and just donate $5,000. And it was pretty last minute. But in the end, we ended up raising a little more money than we needed, which was really great. I think your faith can be stretched by taking the opportunity for missions, even if it's going downtown to the homeless shelter and the soup kitchen or picking up a work day we do here at church. It's worth the first step to see how God will use you and what kind of joy you can get from it. I would say that I have family in Jamaica and Guatemala and New York and all these places, and it was just nice to know that they're there and how much you still care about each other later.
And those wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have taken faith steps.
Correct.
To these different places. Well, Rachel, those are all the questions we have today.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Well, Rachel, it's been a pleasure for you to be here with us. We do want to tell them one last thing before we go.
What are we going to tell them?
I'm going to tell them what I always tell them. You ready?
I'm ready.
If nobody told you they love you today, Jesus loves you more. And go live your life with Jesus.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching today's episode of With Jesus. We hope you enjoyed this interview with Rachel Millican talking about her love for missions. Remember that youth group starts this Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be in the gym. We're going to have some great games and a worship time, and we'll hear some awesome testimonies and maybe even some ice cream sundaes. But if you want to find out for sure, you should come to youth group this Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m.
I think I just saw a bug.
Okay, now I need you guys to pat your head. I need you to rub your stomachs. No, at the same time. I think Caleb demonstrated it pretty well last week.
Oh, yeah, what did he do? He was like...
He flipped around backwards.
So, Rachel, we do want to give you a little bit of gratitude for showing us those. And actually, he's probably going to cut this part out because that's not what I wanted to say. What I want to say is, so Rachel Millican, not Milligan.
Correct. Benjamin Crosby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Rachel, no, that is not the question I want to ask either. He will cut this out also. So, Rachel, go!
Hey everyone,
Oh, Ben doesn't know how to do it. What is he doing?
I win.
You're really loving this blooper thing, aren't you?
Let's see how many bloopers. My new goal at work. How many bloopers can I make?